This episode is brought to you by FX's The Beauty Official Podcast. Join host Evan Ross Katz on the official podcast for FX's hottest new series, The Beauty, taking you behind the scenes with its amazing stars as they discuss the show's most jaw-dropping moments. Featuring Evan Peters, Anthony Ramos, Jeremy Pope, Ashton Kutcher, Rebecca Hall, Bella Hadid, Meghan Trainor, Isabella Rossellini, Jessica Alexander, and Ari Grainer. Search FX's The Beauty wherever you listen to podcasts.
Kaylee Cuoco and Sam Claflin star in the MGM Plus original series, Vanished. When the man Alice loves disappears on a train to the south of France, every romantic memory becomes evidence. Every intimate detail, a potential threat. She thought she knew everything about him, but she may not even know his real name. 4-part thriller Vanished premieres February 1st on MGM Plus. Finding the truth is a dangerous affair.
Why might somebody do that?
Right, that's what...
No. Why might somebody do that?
My wife wanted the house that her brother had rented.
Why? I don't care what she wants. You don't get to have, you don't just get to go, I think I'll take that one. That's not how life works. Why might a mother do that for her daughter and 3 kids? Maybe she wants a roof over her grandkid's head.
This is the plaintiff, Alice Patton. She says she rented her apartment to the defendant, her daughter and her fiancé, and they're stiffing her on the rent. She let them move in to help them out so they'd have a nice place to raise their kids, her grandchildren, and this is how they treat her? It hurts her heart to have to sue them today, but they've been so disrespectful to her, she has no choice. She's seeking $5,000. The money's owed. These are the defendants, Alicia Williams and Shadale Williams. Alicia says her mother rented her a rat-infested apartment and did nothing to get rid of them. It was so bad, one rat ran over her feet while she was in the bathroom. Then another rat ran over her daughter's head while she slept in the bed. Her mother refused to fix the large hole where the rats were entering and instead told her if she didn't take the place, she should just move. So they did. They're accused of not being very nice to mother. The defendants have filed a countersuit for $2,500 for breach of verbal agreement and stress.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Milian in our forum, the People's Court.
Be seated, come to it. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Alice Patton?
Yes.
You are suing your daughter, Alicia Williams?
Alicia.
Alicia? Mm-hmm. Okay. Alicia Williams and her partner, pronounce it. Shadale Williams, for $5,000 that you say you are owed in rent. You are counterclaiming against her $2,500 for breach of a verbal agreement. Let me hear from you first, Ms. Patton.
Okay, first of all, my daughter Alicia, I had surgery December the 5th. And my daughter Alicia was kind of back and forth between her girlfriend's house. By the time I had the surgery, she had them moved in with me with all 3 of her children.
How old are your children?
14, 8, and 4.
And at that point, I was like, okay, we went from December to January. By the time January come, Shell was in the house with me too, halfway through January. Shells was in the house also. So we went from December, January to February. My daughter was getting her taxes. So I said to her, well, I tell you what, I'm going to talk to Omar.
Who's Omar?
Omar is my son.
Okay.
And I'm going to talk to him about moving in his house, and then you could just stay here.
Are you her brother?
Yes.
Okay.
And then you could just stay here in the apartment.
Okay.
So I moved over.
So how much rent were you charging?
$500 a month.
Okay.
And so I moved over to my son's house March the 15th. She gave me 3 months of rent, $1,500. Then when June came, she paid me June's rent of $500.
Okay.
After June, boom, haywire went then.
Okay.
That's not true, Your Honor.
And just a moment, I'll be with you in a minute. Okay. So what happened in July?
Okay, in July, they were getting married.
Okay.
Shells came over to give me $250. She came over, she gave me...
part of the rent?
For part of the rent.
Okay.
She came over, she gave me the $250. Then she called me back a couple of days later. She wanted me to rent the limo for them because she wanted Alicia to have a limo for their wedding on the 15th. So I said to Shell, are you going to pay me this money back? She said, yeah. And then I said, okay. So I goes over and I take care of this with the guy for the limo. And from that point, oh, you're the world's greatest mom. I'm everything then. Then I still didn't get my money back. So it went from July to August, I got no rent. September, I practically had to argue with them to get rent because my car was in the shop at the time.
So did you get September rent?
I got September rent of $500.
Okay.
But Alicia in September also borrowed $180 from me.
Well, that's your business because you keep mixing your. I mean, that's, you know, you the landlord, or you the mother, you both.
Right.
Yeah, okay. So she also borrowed 180 what?
$180 from me because she came and got $80 from me at one point. Then she called me and asked me, can she borrow the $100 for dinner and gas for the rest of the week?
Okay.
So I said, okay, you know, that's the motherly thing to do. But at this point now, I'm
Are you getting any of this in writing?
I got some of it in some things
What'd you
in
get in
writing. Here it is. Here goes a signed paper from her and Shadell, where Shadell owes me the $250 plus $50. Also, she told me to talk to my lawyer to get it.
Okay,
Not
let
only
me see,
that.
Let me see. I'm not seeing anything.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's
And
all right.
I wrote that because I was making notations of when I was getting ready to come to court. So I was making notations.
Okay, this is Shadell who signed this one, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
And what does this say?
That Shadell owes me
$250, talk to my lawyer.
That's what she said. Talk to my lawyer.
You got a lawyer? Because you don't have rent money.
I put that because of the whole fact of when I had talked to her about the limo, it was never stated of owing back. I had lost my job
So
right
why did
before, a week
Alicia?
before.
Well, then don't get a limo. But why did Alicia?
I wasn't planning on getting the limo. She
Right,
had
but why
decided-
did Alicia sign for paying back the limo?
I did not sign for paying back the limo. I'm not stupid enough, Your Honor, to sign anything.
Well, the words
that
for
says-
wedding limo are squeezed really
Yes,
tight
and that
on
was
the
because
side
she
of the
wrote that in
250.
after
Okay.
I signed that paper.
All
That's
right.
not-
So you
that's not
acknowledge
true.
owing half of July and
do.
all of August and
Yes, I do.
what about the 180?
Right, at this point, Your Honor, see,
Can
that's
you
what I'm
stop?
talking about.
I'm asking her now.
If I could tell my
No, here's what I
side.
want to know. What about the 180?
Because I didn't borrow $180 from her. I asked her for the $80. She gave me the $80.
Okay.
If she wants that back, she can definitely
Okay,
have
that's
that.
fabulous.
But that's not.
Here we are. September's been paid. October happens, no payment.
No payment.
November happens, no payment.
No.
Right.
December happens, no payment.
Right.
When do they move out?
They moved out February the 28th.
So January happens, no payment? And
Nope.
Okay, what's going on?
Okay, when we first saw the rat, it was August 30th.
The what?
The rat. It was August 30th. I called my mother. I said, there is a huge rat in my daughter's drawer. She said, what do you want me to do? I'm afraid of rats too. So, we waited the rat out. Apparently, he did not.
How do you wait a rat out?
We don't know. We went back. No, listen. No, seriously.
No,
it's not
seriously,
funny.
how do you wait a rat out?
We went back into the room a week later. The rat was not there, and that was the end of it. So, October at this point, we're like, okay, we can't go through this anymore because now there are more rats. So we go over to my mother's house and we show her the video that we have of the rats. What she said was, just you guys go ahead and just move. So we're like, okay. Now, when we told my mother that we were gonna move, she understood that at this time she was the only one working. I had gotten a job and lost that job. It is gonna take time for us to be able to even save up the money and move because we still have to keep lights on. We still have to pay car insurance. We still have to do all of these things. So she said, don't worry about it, just move. We went through.
And you moved 4 months later.
We moved 4 months later because I didn't get a job until January.
And also the house that we
Okay,
had prepared.
I'm sorry. What is your defense?
My defense is she breached the warranty of habitability.
Okay.
And we're only in court right now because I never said that I wasn't. I never.
Tell me how she breached the warranty of habitability, the rat.
We do. No, not just the rat. The rats.
The
rats,
bathroom?
the plumbing. I have.
How many children do you have?
I have 3.
Why would you live for 1 second in that house with children?
Because I could not afford to go anywhere else. At this time, I was not married, Your Honor.
Whether you're married or not married, if your children are truly at risk there, then you go to a shelter. That's what you do. I mean, you know, you go somewhere. You have a brother right there.
Right, but
you
I don't
figure something else out.
I don't talk to my family that way. I don't talk. This is the first time I've seen my brother. I can't remember the last time I seen my brother. Do you understand what I'm saying? I just saw my mother Saturday after not seeing her since January. So it's not as easy as me going to ask my family for a place to stay. It's not. Even when I moved, she says that I moved in with her December 5th or 4th or whatever. I didn't stay there. My children stayed there with her. I was living with my friend.
Why
She was
weren't you
my
with your
friend at
children?
the time.
Why weren't you with your children?
Because I don't want to live with my mom.
Oh, but you just dump your 3 kids on her.
No, that's
exactly what you just said. My children were living with. I was living with my girlfriend. I mean, that is exactly what you just said.
Okay, I mean, if that's the way you're taking it.
No, it's not the way I want to interpret it. What I want is to understand your testimony.
Come here. This is exactly what she wanted to happen. This is like, since I've been in my wife's life, it's been constantly her mom back and forth. I had an issue from when March we moved in. I had an issue because I was like, yo, this is kind of funny, but I didn't want to get into a mother-daughter relationship. That's just a mother and daughter relationship. It was funny because I was just like, why would a person who own their house and have a tenant downstairs, the tenant is paying for a mortgage, so that's rent-free.
That's the purpose of no, excuse you.
Why would you move out of a house where you're basically living rent-free to a house where you have to pay rent?
To help.
Stop. Stop. Okay, why? Why might somebody do that?
Right, that's what...
No. Why might somebody do that?
My wife wanted the house that her brother had rented.
Why? I don't care what she wants. You don't get to have it. You don't just get to go, I think I'll take that one. That's not how life works. Why might a mother do that for her daughter and 3 kids? Maybe she wants a roof over her grandkid's head, okay? Maybe that's why a mother would do that and charge only $500 rent.
And then every time we go out, we hearing about what her mother downplaying her. Like, when she already said move out, we can move out. We can't just find any place. Why would we move from one rat place to another rat place? That doesn't make sense.
No,
Tell
it
me
doesn't.
where.
But at some point, don't you think that maybe you owe rent? When do you owe rent? When do you owe rent?
When does
a person in your position, in your facts, in your case, when do you agree? Which months do you agree that you should be paying rent?
No,
None of them?
We was paying rent. Like, my wife wanted to pay her. I'm the one who said no because I was working. She didn't come fix the plumbing. We had to take showers every day. We couldn't take baths because the bathtub didn't work properly.
Tell me about, you said you had some videos you wanted to show me?
Yes, video.
Let me see them.
My wife, her passcode for her phone.
You want to tell her to come back in here and finish what she started, or how you want to do this? Okay. Hold on one second. Give her a chance to get.
Her the videos of the
Okay. You got to. Everybody's got to take a deep breath.
I didn't start this. She did. And Your Honor, that's what I was trying to tell you earlier. I'm in court right now.
Wait.
I'm in court right now.
You've got to stop it. I can't hear you because she's muttering. Sit down, please. Have a seat.
I'm in court right now because I didn't move when my mother said to move. When my mother said that we could just pay the money that we owed her, I thought she meant the $750.
Okay, but that's just rent for half of July and
because
August.
That's what I said that I would pay her.
Okay. People have to pay rent unless they have a reason why they don't. One of the things that you say in your answer to the complaint is that wait, hold on. Right, and that's what I want to see now is the video. Because if according to you the place is uninhabitable, then I need to see the proof thereof.
Okay.
And then I have to decide that entitles you to pay 0 rent for 5 months, or that entitles you to pay a reduced rent, or that it would entitle you to deduct from the rent what it would cost to send an exterminator or whatever else.
Okay, here's the video where the rats are in. All you have to do is push play.
What am I going to see now?
You have to look. You have to make sure that you look at the video because the rats are going to be running through the kitchen trying to eat out of the bag that's hanging.
Oh, for the love of all that is holy! Ew! Did it go inside the bag?
Yes, hopped inside of the bag, straight shot.
Ugh! It just hopped out. Did you ever have a rat problem while you were living there?
I've never had a rat problem. I've moved in that house 2019.
What is this a picture of?
That is, we boarded up that little part in the kitchen because the rats, we saw them coming up through that hole, so we boarded it off. The rats were big enough, Your Honor, to break back through where I boarded it up at. As you can see in the picture, it's not boarded up anymore.
What is that?
That is the basement where the toilet was overflowing.
Did you call the city before you moved out?
I did not, Your Honor, because she was my mom. This whole time, all
Except for
these
that,
plumbing
according to you,
problems.
they called the city on you.
The 25th, the city gives me a call on the phone, tells me I have violations. These violations that they telling me that I have, it's a smoke alarm. I have a hole in the wall. I have a big hole.
Yeah, you do.
in
You have a bunch of problems.
I have holes in the walls. I have holes in the floors. The toilet is not working.
She knew all of this.
These different things. I had no contact with my daughter ever since they changed the locks on the door in June. And I had no contact with my daughter. She was not responding to any of my texts. She was not giving me, she was not calling me, because if any problem was going on, my son he works at one of these places. He works in, what is the place?
I'm a maintenance technician.
He's a maintenance technician. My son worked on the whole house.
My brother did not know what was going on because
She didn't
all of
call.
this
If she wasn't talking to me, why didn't she call her brother and tell him? Because she owed him money too.
I don't owe my brother anything.
And not only that, I got 2 eviction notices, one for Shell and one for Alicia, where they were evicted out of their apartment.
I was evicted when I was 18, Your
I can't
Honor.
take this anymore. You have to stop. I can't. I'm very sorry about your life circumstances, all of you. Okay? But I have to address the stuff that's in front of me. And if I lived to be 100, I couldn't address the dysfunctional relationship between the two of you.
Right.
So let me just address the stuff that's in front of me.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. How many months does it take for a tenant not to pay rent before a landlord concludes the tenant is a deadbeat?
I would say around 2 months.
So you'd give him a pass for a month?
Yes.
You would. Okay.
I'd say the same, two months.
Why do you give him a pass for a month?
It could have been that that person that's having some difficulties for the rent.
Anybody give more than 2 months? More than 2 months? Anybody give less than 2 months? Everybody's 2 months, huh? The magic number. Okay, going inside the courtroom.
Tell me about your counterclaim for breach of verbal agreement and stress.
Okay, when I went to file my counterclaim, the man said that I had to put a monetary amount in there. I didn't want any money. I just wanted her to leave me alone. That's it. I just wanted her to leave me alone. I didn't want any money from her. I still don't want money from her.
How old are your children?
14, 8, and 4.
And do they have a relationship with your mother?
No, they do not. My mother does not call for them. My mother does not call them. My 14-year-old has a cell phone. You understand? She has a cell phone. My mother does not call her. My mother does not call for any reason except for when she feels like she wants her money.
When was the last time you spoke to the 14-year-old who has a cell phone?
Actually, me and her been inboxing each other, and we on Facebook. We've been inboxing each other. I asked her what she's been doing, and she said she was bored at home. So me and her Facebook. Once things started happening with them, they took me off their Facebook page. So like I said, for 6 months, they've been voiding me for the 6 months of everything that's going on. So me and her have had communication. Okay, Christmas, I had them over. That's the last time, actually, physically, that I seen.
All right, let's discuss rent. You acknowledge owing half of July.
Yes.
You acknowledge owing all of August, is it?
Yes.
All right. And then you paid September, and then we have October, November, December, January, February. We have 5 months there.
Yes.
You feel that you should either not have to pay any rent for those months because of the condition of the place, or pay a reduced rent because of the condition of the place.
Right, because I never said that I wasn't going to pay her.
Well, but you haven't, and people can't deposit your good intentions.
Right, but I haven't because she has started texting me, threatening me about my taxes. All I was telling her was for her to wait.
Okay. All right. So now that you've left it in my hands because you folks weren't able to work it out among yourselves, this is how I rule. So I want you to listen carefully. You acknowledge $750 plus the $80 loan.
I guess, yes.
Right? And then what I have to decide is based on the videos and pictures that I have seen, does that entitle you to free rent for 5 months, or does it entitle you to reduced rent? I am going to find that the conditions that you were living under entitle you to reduced rent. So I am going to order you to pay the part that you acknowledge, which is the $830, plus an additional $300 a month in rent for the additional 5 months that you lived there. That is a $200 reduction in rent for the conditions, which quite frankly are deplorable, which means that you owe $2,330 even with the reduction in the amount of the rent. As for your counterclaim against her, zero, because that's already taken.
I don't want any money.
I understand.
I don't want no money from her.
I understand.
Oh, she hears
I will. Nope. This is the part where you bail out. This is the part where you bail out. Look at me. You got.
This is crazy.
You know what? Can you do me a favor? Why don't you go ahead and exit?
I definitely will leave.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
She got her money.
All righty. Fabulous. Out. I want you to listen to me. You got one mother, and that daughter is your daughter for the rest of her life. So I hope in my soul of souls that at some point you guys figure out a way to mend whatever you got going on without his input and without her input. I feel really bad for you guys. $2,330 verdict for the plaintiff.
Do you still have my phone?
Yeah, I got your phone.
She's so funny.
This is your chance. This is your chance to put any kind of ending on this situation that you want to now, after having gone through all that. Like, where do you go from here now after this has been settled?
I was just waiting for it to be over. It is over, and I just want the both of them to leave me alone.
What about the kids and grandma? What about the kids having a relationship with the grandmother? Isn't that important to those youngsters?
That is important. You know, family is all you got. You know, I'm happy at the case ending. She got her money, so, you know what I mean? Hopefully my wife and her mother can come together. You know, I never wanted to keep them apart. I love seeing them together. I have a great relationship with my mother. I would want a great relationship with my wife to have with her mother also, you know?
All right. Well, good luck with it.
Thank
good
you.
luck.
I appreciate it.
Thank you. All right. All right, so step on in. How are you feeling coming out of this courtroom after that?
Well, I just feel that me and my daughter always had a bond. Me and my kids always had a bond. When her wife stepped in, it's totally changed.
Did you hear what she just said?
You took and you just, no, that's just phoniness. I know it is phoniness. Because soon as we get back, the way that she acted here is the same way she act back there.
Well, how
I
badly
don't work
do you want
anywhere.
a regular relationship with your daughter and your grandkids?
I never stopped it. You put it on hold. So I said, don't burn the bridge that you got to cross over. Right don't wrong nobody. Right don't wrong nobody.
So you're not done working on this relationship with the daughter, with the grandkids,
I don't have a problem.
right?
I don't have a problem with my grandkids. I don't have a problem with my daughter. It's her wife needs to sit down somewhere.
All right. Harvey?
Okay, Kurt, you know, there is a warranty of habitability, that's the technical term, that's implied in all leases, which basically means you have a right to a place that is free from significant health or safety defects. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on their way into the courtroom right now.
The world moves fast. Your workday, even faster. Pitching products, drafting reports, analyzing data. Microsoft 365 Copilot is your AI assistant for work. Built into Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and other Microsoft 365 apps you use. Helping you quickly write, analyze, create, and summarize. So you can cut through clutter and clear a path to your best work. Learn more at Microsoft.com/M365 Copilot.
I had that dream again. My small business needs to hire, but I don't use LinkedIn, and I hire an energy vampire. But also, they're a literal vampire. And suddenly, my team is spending all their time sharpening wooden stakes and buying bulk silver and rehearsing ancient chants, and then I wake up.
Don't let hiring nightmares ruin your dreams. LinkedIn Jobs' new AI assistant takes insights from over 1 billion professionals to create a short list of the best fits for you. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/quality. Start hiring today with LinkedIn.
This is the plaintiff, Gerard Harrington. He says he's been studying opera for about a year and hired the defendant to record a CD for him so he could listen to his voice and maybe even have a finished product to sell. Well, the quality of the CD is terrible. It kind of sounds like he's singing into a pillowcase, for goodness sakes. He knows the defendant thinks he's a bit too fussy, but hey, the customer's always right, and that's why he's suing for the $1,500 he's owed. This is the defendant, Patrick Billard. He says the plaintiff's an amateur opera singer who booked his studio an hour at a time, but ended up staying for 3 hours. The guy wanted to record one song, but it soon became evident he was trying to record a whole CD. Things were not going too well with him, so he decided to end things. That's when the plaintiff's true colors came out, and it was evident he was nothing more than a hothead. He's accused of acting in a very falsetto manner.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiff had the defendant record opera for him, but it sounded just awful. Now, the defendant says the plaintiff is an amateur who doesn't know anything about recording a CD. It's the case of Get Out of My Aria.
Douglas, Gerard Harrington, you are suing Sweet Sounds, New York City, represented here by Patrick Billard.
That's correct.
Okay, you're the head engineer.
Yes.
For $1,500 that you have paid them throughout your time there, which you say was a waste because they don't know what they're doing. Tell me what happened.
Morning, Your Honor. I started recording there in the second half of September 2013, and I had spoken to the studio some weeks before that, letting them know that my intent was to do an operatic CD, record some operatic arias. And so everything was fine, booked the first session, everything was going along good, booked session after session. We would do typically maybe 1 to 2 arias per session.
Okay.
And typically I would get a CD after each session, and that was the only way I had of knowing how it would sound on a typical CD system.
Right.
So I would take it back home, I would go back in, make adjustments, make some notes, remarks. I got to tweak a note here, maybe redo a particular line of music, and that was fine. And as we were going through the sound, I got more particular about how the sound was coming, because the CD was giving me different sounds for different arias. And I really needed the whole CD to be consistent.
Okay.
At that point, I had a CD. It was dated October 21, and the sounding was vacant. The sound was, some cases it might have too much reverb. If I requested, can you take a little bit of reverb out, then all of a sudden the 140-piece orchestra would sound like 3 kittens. My vocal then sounded very raw. Some of the tracks were fine, and I asked, okay, this is okay. Can you get every track to sound like this one, particularly Nessun Dorma? So I had requested to get everything like that. But the day afterwards, this is October 21, October 22nd, I got the final CD as noted, and everything was just not the way it was on October 21. So the sound, every time
How was it not the way it was on October 21?
Just sounding, you can hear it. Am
I going to be able to hear it? Because this is not
Yes.
my business. You know
Yes.
that, right? My business is judging.
Yeah.
And so here, did you ever take that CD to another expert who said this is awful? They don't have the right equipment. They don't know what they're doing when it comes to opera. They're, a rap studio, whatever. Do you have an opinion by a disinterested party, disinterested third party, or are you going to attempt to persuade me on your own?
I am going to attempt to persuade you.
Do you folks? How often do you do opera?
I mean, yeah, honestly, not too often.
What does that mean? Never before today?
No, I've done it before.
How many times have you done it before him?
Probably just a handful of times.
What's a handful?
3-4 times.
Okay.
Now, I do remember Gerard mentioning to me once that he had looked into booking studios that specialize in opera and that they're just so outrageously expensive that he didn't go for that.
Right.
Didn't go for that route.
Right.
So, but if you want me to address some of the stuff that he's been bringing up, I can definitely.
He says that you don't know what you're doing.
Well, I went to school for audio engineering. I'm out of, I went to school in 2004. I've been doing this for 10 years. I went to SAE in Manhattan, and I'd say out of a class of 30, only 2 of us ended up graduating. It's not easy. I worked at a different studio before Sweet Sounds. Worked there for 4 years. Worked with people like The Roots and Roseanne Cash. I assisted a record that won a Grammy.
Which one?
It's this group called the Klezmatics. It was Best World Music for 2006, I think.
What was the problem in this case? Would he bring?
Honestly, the problem in this case was he was booking short sessions. 2 hours goes by like that. He would, and we were juggling like 15 songs all at the same time. He's coming in, changing just one little line, changing his mind, wanting the reverb up, then wanting it down. And we would record all the way up to the end of the 2 hours, and then he'd be like, all right, now give it all to me. But actually, I have to go through and finalize each track. It has to play through.
But why is that a problem? Don't you guys rent by the hour?
The problem was he would pay for 2 hours. Then
but that's your problem if you don't want to charge him that in other words, if I charge by the hour and they want another hour, woohoo, I sold another hour. Why would that be a problem?
No, I'm saying we would, as gratuity, well, I guess.
No. Then don't come crying to me now that was the problem, because that's a choice you guys make from a business perspective. So that should not be the problem. So then what's the problem in pleasing him?
Okay, so I have a question for you. Be honest. Why aren't more people into opera? These people have great voices. Why aren't people into opera? Why?
Probably because it sounds just a little...
Opera-y?
Yeah, opera-y and old school, not more modernized like it should be, you know?
Yeah, but people are still into jazz, and that's kind of old. Why aren't they into opera?
They just don't understand it. They don't understand the history of it, I guess.
Anybody here an opera fan? Anybody here an opera fan? Anybody here see Carmen? How about Carmen Electra? Yeah. Okay, there you go. Going inside the courtroom.
The problem is he was just trying to accomplish too much in too short of a period of time, and he also didn't really understand the recording process, and I would try to explain it to him, but he still never seemed to get it.
How so?
Like the reverb. It's like you can't just go back and just change a little bit of reverb. You know, I would change it for him, and then he would still come back next time and say, oh, I want it back to how it was back then. Then I have to go through and do it all over again, you know?
So, but okay, so what? It's doable, right?
Yeah, it's doable.
You just have to charge him for your time, which is what you are in the business of doing, right?
Yeah, and
so
we do
why
it.
is it a problem? Do you see why? Do you see how I'm a simple woman. I just don't understand why we have a problem. If he's a fussy client and he take the reverb out. Okay, I took the reverb out. Put the reverb back in. Woohoo! I sold another hour of my time. Whatever it is, it is.
No, because he was on a budget and he wouldn't want to pay for that extra hour of time.
Then he doesn't get it.
I guess, by this point, it was by this point, he was starting to take this tone with us and threatening to sue us, and it just kind of...
So you guys just got sick of it. All right, let me ask you a question, though, because this is another part I don't understand about this industry, then.
Mm-hmm.
So if you give him all of his files, can he go somewhere else and complete this?
Well, actually, I have an email as the relationship was starting to sour offering that. You can come by and pick up your files whenever.
I guess what I'm asking you, though, is from a technical standpoint, is that doable?
Yeah, you would take we work in Pro Tools. It's the common industry standard software.
So you give him everything.
He could come by with a hard drive, take these sessions if he's unhappy with us, go to another studio.
And there's no reduction of quality by doing that?
No, because within that is just, it's all the audio files.
So there's no reduction of quality by doing that?
No.
Says, why should you get every penny you ever paid them back if, in fact, all you have to do is take this somewhere else and pay somebody else for an hour or two?
Well, basically, after all this time, I ended up with spending the money there, the time, and I still don't have a product.
But you can if you just go pay somebody else.
Yeah, but then
2
that
hours.
was almost like starting over again with another
mixing. No, it's
mixing.
not. You got to prove to me that that's true. That sentence, if you
I don't mean to say. Yeah.
If it's impossible for you to take this to somebody else and finish, prove that, because the technical guy here is telling me that it is not impossible. That you can just pick up all your stuff and go take it to someone else to finish. So if in fact all you have to do is pick up your files and go take your marbles and play elsewhere, then just do that. Then no harm, no foul. Then you are out zero, right? So here is how we're going to resolve this case. My verdict in this case is for the defendants, with the understanding that you will make available for him for pickup everything he did with you. And if I find out that there's anything different than that, I will revisit this. But I don't think there's going to be anything different that you're going to give him.
We offered
He's
that
going to bring.
initially.
I know. I saw that in the letter. I do know that you offered that. So he will bring in a hard drive, and you guys will do what you offered in the letter, which I agree with. And that's it. We're done. That's what we're doing.
Just one question, Your Honor.
Yes.
Will it be available, as they said it was going to be deleted in December, also
You did
stated
not
in the
delete
letter?
anything,
No,
right?
everything's still there.
Right.
Yeah.
When did you tell him you were going to delete it?
In November 13th.
No,
Well, that's because they wanted you to go pick it up. All right. So don't delete anything. All right. Good luck, folks.
Thanks, Your Honor.
Both sides, hold on right there.
All right, so the plaintiff right here, come on out here, the opera singer. So you're not getting any money out of this. You're not getting your money back, but you will get your materials from the studio. And then what are you going to do?
Then I can take it to another studio. I will inquire of a studio that actually specifically does opera. Again, they're very expensive, but I thought I could have done it this way.
Well, he offered this earlier to you, right, to give you all this exact settlement.
Yeah, but we were almost close to actually finishing another hour. As I say, an hour and a half would have actually finished it, and we need not have been here. But
nice,
they threw in the towel.
Soft-spoken guy like that, you can belt out those notes?
Yes, well, we engage different muscles when we do that.
All right, head right down there, all right? All right, so step on in here. What do you think of the outcome here?
I'm happy with it. That's what we had offered him initially anyways. It makes sense. I mean, he doesn't, I don't see why he'd get all of his money back when it was,
He didn't.
It was by the hour.
Is he a good opera singer?
I mean, he's good. He's still learning.
Good?
I mean, he would acknowledge that he still has, room to grow. Yeah, he's not bad. He's got a strong voice.
All right. And you have no problem taking on another opera project?
No.
Or would you think
I mean, it's not our. No, I wouldn't. That's the thing. We try and please everyone that comes through.
Okay. Over to Harvey.
Okay, it turns out, Kurt, the plaintiff did eventually pick up the recordings. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on their way into the courtroom right now.
Kraft Mac and Cheese is better than 90s hip-hop. We'll remind you of your childhood without making you feel incredibly old. Kraft Mac and Cheese. Best thing ever.
This is the plaintiff, Frank Alberigo. He says he was about to pull into a parking spot, and out of nowhere, the defendant sideswiped his car, ripping off the side view mirror and damaging his fender. The defendant's insurance company denied the claim. He's out $1,431 and is suing the careless defendant here and now for every penny of it. This is the defendant, Brian Gillette. He says the plaintiff was illegally double parked, and as he swerved to avoid another car, he knocked the guy's mirror off. There was no other damage to the plaintiff's car caused by him, but now he's trying to blame him for prior scrapes and dents, and that's simply not cool. Owe the plaintiff money when he was the one blocking the normal flow of traffic? No way. He's accused of getting too close.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, the plaintiff says the defendant sideswiped his car and ripped off his rearview mirror. But the defendant says the plaintiff was illegally double parked. It's the case of objects may seem closer than they appear.
Welcome in.
Mr. Alberigo, you were suing Mr. Gillette for damages to your car. Tell me what happened.
Okay, on March 3rd, I was parked with my back at the intersection of 8th Avenue and 3rd Street.
Why don't you come up to this chart and maybe help me out visually and tell me what happened? Pick one car to be you and then pick one car to be him.
I was going to park in a parking space.
Okay, but are you in the intersection or are you further back?
No,
where are you?
Right before the intersection.
Right before the intersection.
And there was space available.
So there's a space available, so you pull forward and then you're going to parallel park in, backwards, right?
Right, I was already parked there. And I had my reverse lights on and my indicator.
How long had you been there?
Maybe about a minute. And I saw cars.
Okay, but stop a second. You're there a minute doing what? Because these are 2 lanes of traffic, correct?
Right.
Aren't there people trying to go?
I was waiting for them to pass so I can park without obstructing another lane.
Okay, but here's my question. You had come this way and then you saw it available?
Yes.
Okay, so you were here waiting for the people to get around you so that you would have enough clearance to parallel park?
Yes.
Oh, gosh, they're pulling teeth. All right, go ahead.
Okay, so I had my reverse lights on,
Yes.
my indicator lights on. As I was waiting for the cars to go by, I sort of tensed up and I saw that this car was coming very close.
That's this car, that's him.
Mr. Gillette.
Okay.
So I saw him coming, like I tensed up and then
You tensed up?
I tensed up because I figured he was coming. I was stopped that he was going to hit me. He was coming very close and then he swerved and he hit my car with my mirror and proceeded to pass the until he stopped, and I went over to tell him what happened.
You think he just misjudged it?
Well, he could have, or he stated that another car was pushing into him, caused him to sway. Rightfully so. That's what the police reports
Okay.
stated.
Can I see? So the police were called?
Yes.
May I see the police report and may I see the damages to your car? Mr. Gillette, step right on up.
Okay. I don't have the damages.
Okay. So I was driving a 2004 Volvo XC90. So
Okay.
this will be my car.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll use my imagination.
All right. So this 8th Avenue has cars parked on the
Right.
shoulders. It's a Brooklyn road.
Right.
And I was driving in the right lane of 8th Avenue.
Right.
When another vehicle
That's parked.
No, driving behind me actually tried to pass me using the shoulder on my right side.
People are such jerks.
I slammed on the brakes because there was only a tiny bit of space left for this car to actually get ahead of me before he would have impacted the car that was parked.
That would be his problem, but go ahead.
I slammed on my brakes and tried to swerve away from this guy as he ended up crashing into the side of my car, taking my mirror off.
Wait, that guy hit you?
It was a hit and run.
That guy hit you?
That guy hit me.
Do you have damages to your car where you're sideswiped?
Yes, and the police report actually indicates that both sides of my car having point of impact.
Was there another car involved in this accident that made him swerve?
I didn't particularly see it, but it could have, like I said.
Did he say that from the beginning?
Yes, he did.
And when he said that, did he say that the car actually impacted him?
He said he pushed into him, causing him to hit me.
And nobody got the tag or anything? That guy never stopped? And
He did not stop. It was a white vehicle.
what did your insurance company say? Because that's why you pay premiums, so you don't have to be here tolerating my questions.
So my insurance,
Yeah, go on back.
Okay, thank you. And I have some pictures if you would like. My insurance, Frank submitted a claim to my insurance company. My insurance company denied the claim, attributing the blame on the third vehicle, which had left the scene. And they felt that the onus was on that vehicle's insurer and therefore rejected Frank's claim.
So if the defendant's pushed into the plaintiff's car by somebody else, is the defendant responsible?
I don't think so.
Why not?
He didn't have the intent to go into the plaintiff's car.
Fair point. What do you think?
I think it's not his fault. Like, if he gets in the car, it's not because of him, it's because the other person hit him.
Fair point. Okay, compelling. Going inside the courtroom.
Do you have the kind of insurance that covers your damage?
No, I had a deductible of $1,000.
Yeah.
But as soon as a squirrel came and he swayed the squirrel and
because you
hit me,
shouldn't
wouldn't he
swirl
be
for a
liable?
squirrel. And with all due respect to all the squirrel lovers out there, but if you get hit and propelled into another car like he did, that's a different story. It's not his fault. And this is those moments where we wish that maybe we had that kind of insurance that would cover us when we. My verdict is for the defendant. Good luck, folks.
Both sides are very believable, and nobody did anything wrong. There's nothing you can blame on the defendant, unfortunately, for you. What's your reaction to this verdict?
I thought it was unfair because if another car hits you and he admits it and he hits my car, why wouldn't he be liable? He admitted
Because he was
it.
avoiding somebody else who hit him.
Where's the guy? I mean, if he
where
didn't
is
get the guy, he could just be saying that.
All right, head right down the hallway here, and let's see what the defendant has to say about coming out on the winning end of this case. Your feelings here?
Hi.
Step up a little.
Okay.
Hello?
Well, I honestly feel a little badly for Frank. I feel badly that has to pay for all this. I'm going to call my insurance company again and plead to them to actually pay his claim. I think it would only be the right thing for them to do.
What do you got, Harvey?
To win a case like this, Kurt, you need to prove negligence. It's a lack of ordinary care. And the bottom line here is the defendant didn't show that, so the plaintiff loses.